Hey guys, totally awesome here on Jimmy Mass Animatronics, and of course I'm still Skyping with my friends. Say hello.
What's up?
And so this is a little bit of a different review we're gonna be doing today. It's an animatronic for sure, but it's definitely not a Jimmy item. This is the original Worlds of Wonder Teddy Ruxpin, and this is particular one is the first generation, the one with the metal cassette player. Now, these have been around, well, they did make reproductions quite a bit, but this one was produced in 1985, and they have become quite a collectible item. Because since they are like cassette player driven basically, so in other words, they work by cassette. So now, this is the cassette that I'm going to be showing you. I've also got two other cassettes which I'll be showing in separate videos because this video is going to go way too long if I show all three cassettes. And at the same time, the cassette went, like one of the cassettes, it has a lot of memory on it. See, like this one's about quarter, but the other one's a much longer cassette. And since my drive belts on this Teddy are a bit weak, it can't really have the strength to make the other cassettes work. So I'm only using the Airship today. But so this particular Teddy is in really nice shape. I bought him off eBay for only $15. And in Australia particularly, I don't know about the USA, but in Australia they go for quite a bit of money. The other day one went for $150 with a broken eye and all seized motors. So they go for a lot in Australia because they're very collectible. But I got this one very cheap and it fully works. Nothing's wrong. And the servos weren't even seized up. So this one has been taken care of. So, that's a big bonus. Is there anything you want to say, Bailey?
I would also like to announce that this is officially the first review we've thought of doing of the Teddy Ruxpin on GMA, and I guarantee some of you are thinking, why are you reviewing a child's toy on Jimmy Master Animatronics? Well, it's not really a child's toy any longer. It's one of the most highly collectible animatronic toys out there these days. Like, Teddy Ruxpin now is around 31 to 32 years of age, and we thought it'd be really, really cool to show something like this from like animatronics of the past and not just revolving around Jimmy animatronics alone, because one, this is a lot older and it's very animated, it's very high tech for back then. Actually, it's very outdated nowadays, but for 1985 this is a very high tech toy and I think a lot of you would enjoy it. And if you guys don't know who this Teddy Ruxpin is, if you don't know who Teddy Ruxpin is in particular, he was one of the most world-renowned animatronic toys of 1985. Like, kids were swarming the stores to buy these back then. I mean, they were just snatching them back and forth. It was just a very popular toy from back then. I thought it'd be really cool to show on GMA. And since Joseph is one of the first ones to own a Teddy Ruxpin throughout the members of GMA, I thought it'd be cool for him to be the first one to show one.
Yeah, thanks, dude, for giving me the opportunity to show it. But I've actually had two other Teddy Ruxpins before this, and this was when I was younger. My auntie actually gave me, well, she didn't really technically give it to me because at first she knew I was good at repairing. So she asked me to repair her Teddy Ruxpin, and her one was exactly like this one, a first generation, but it was in really bad shape. Since the nose on the first generation is rubber, all the rubber was gone, so it was only a little dot left, so it looked really bad. But all the motors were seized up, and the volume wheel, all the wires were off. So it was really hard to tell which wire went where. But the thing is, I went on a website called Dr. Ehoy's Hospital or something like that, and that made me taught me how to do it. So I sold everything back on, and it seemed like it worked, but all the motors were seized up, so I had to go through it. There were two C's. There were C's beyond repair. So, like, you can obviously do the massage trick and whatever, but since sometimes they are so seized that you can't do that. So you have to take them apart. This one, I was very lucky to find all motors were not locked up, and at the same time, it was never taken apart. Never. And that is very rare to find nowadays. The only time I took it apart was I only took the cassette player out. I didn't even take the skin off. The skin's staying the way it is because I do not want to mess with the originality of this item. But The only problem it has right now is the drive belts are a bit stretched out. So if you use heavier cassette tapes, so like this one's not very the thing on it is not long. It's only I think about 5 minute cassette tape. Sorry, but the other one I got another one. I think it's called the Princess, the Missing Princess. That's the other one I got. That one I think is a 10 minute tape. So the audio is much longer. So the cassette player can't handle that weight. So I can't really use that tape at the moment. But this one works. Now, like I said, I'm really glad to own one that works now. So I'll show you the back of him. Now, Teddy has obviously a cassette player. The strip is missing. It's not really missing. I took it off so I can replace the pinch-roller because the pinch-roller on this one is messing up as well. So it needs quite a bit of parts. But after I get the parts, he'll be like basically brand new again. But right now, he's good. He works really good for video. So actually, did I put the tape the right way? Yep, I did. Before I put the tape in, this is how a metal cassette player looks like. See how this panel's metal? People think that just the panel's metal, but no, the whole cassette player is metal. So that's what, and it sounds better than the plastic. I got a plastic cassette player, Teddy, but obviously the cassette player is missing and stuff, so I couldn't use it. But yeah, so let's see if he's straight for the video. Yes, he is. Alright, so the tape he's going to play now is the Airship. The first tape that came with. All the other tapes were sold separately. So, here we go. You have to wait because I rewinded it.
Come dream with me tonight. Hi, my name is Teddy Ruxpin. Can you and I be friends? I really enjoy talking to people. I would like you to meet some of my other friends too. We're going to have lots of good times together. Now, listen to this sound. That sound reminds you to open the book to page 1. Each time you hear that sound again, you turn a page, okay? There's a picture of Grubby. He's been a good friend of mine for a long time. Say hello to our new friend, Grubby.
Oh, hi there. How are you?
Remember, turn the page. Hey, Grubby, do you remember this song?
Yeah, I sure do.
Your friend is what I'd like to be. Your friend, 'cause I like you. Do you like me?
My friend, I'm ready for you to be. My friend, nice to meet you.
Grubby and I had always wanted to go in search of new and wonderful things. Then, one day, we found an old treasure map. The treasure was supposed to be hidden in the far-off land of Grundo. And so we left our homeland of Relonia and set out on our great adventure. Let's go to far-off places and search for treasures bright. Grundo was a long way from Relonia, and after walking for many days, it didn't seem like we had made much progress.
Teddy, my feet are getting sore. I must have stepped on every rock between Relonia and here. You didn't tell me that adventure seeking would be this hard on my feet.
As you can see, Grubby does have a lot of feet to worry about. So we decided to camp there overnight. The next morning, Grubby's feet were better, and we continued on our journey. That was the day we met.
Alright, sorry guys, my camera actually cut off, so I'm resuming with the tape now. I am very sorry.
Marvelous inventor.
Oh, I think marvelous inventor might be exaggerating. It would probably be sufficient to say, wonderful inventor.
I also discovered the gimmick is marvelous.
We told Gimmick that we were on a journey to find a treasure. He said that one of his latest inventions might be very useful to us. Grubby and I were very interested, so we went to Gimmick's house to see just what this new invention was.
Yes, here it is. I call it an airship.
It looks like a boat.
Oh, well, as a matter of fact, it did start out to be a boat, but then I realized that I'm not very close to water.
No, you're not very close to water.
Yeah, it would be kind of good for a boat to be close to water.
Precisely. That was my exact conclusion. But then the idea hit me. If a boat could float on water, it could also float on air. If the air is hot, that is.
Gimmick explained that by pumping hot air into a giant airbag under the ship, the hot air would rise and cause the ship to lift off the ground. It sounded logical, but somehow something didn't seem quite right.
Teddy, something doesn't seem quite right.
As the airbag filled with hot air, the ship began to lift off the ground.
Hey, Teddy, it's working.
Yes, just as I expected. Make sure all the tether lines are tight. Everyone, get aboard.
The ship lifted off the ground, and Gimmick was delighted with his new invention. But somehow something still didn't seem quite right. Do you know what it was?
Teddy, something still doesn't seem quite right. And I think I know what it is.
Hey, we're tipping over! Watch out, Grubby! The airship had turned upside down and crashed.
Apparently, something wasn't quite right.
Oh, really? Maybe it was the hot airbag trying to get out from under the ship.
Yes, Grubby. That may be it.
What Grubby said was correct. By any chance, did you expect what would happen? We discovered that the hot air should pull the ship up into the sky, not push it, which meant the ship would have to be suspended by ropes from the airbag.
Indeed, Teddy. And once we had done that, everything was all right.
Well, almost all right anyway. You see, we could make the ship go up and down okay, but we couldn't steer it very well. In fact, we got stuck in a tree. Suddenly, we heard a tiny voice.
Just what are you doing in my tree? Who said that?
I said that, and I'll say it again. Just what are you doing in my tree?
We discovered that the voice was coming from a tiny flying lady.
Hey, would you look at that? What is it?
I'm a wood sprite.
Oh, no. There is no such thing as a wood sprite.
Oh, no? And I suppose there's no such thing as a big bag of air stuck in my tree. But there it is, big as life.
She was a real wood sprite, no bigger than a bird, and very pretty.
Well, how about moving this Oh. Do you really think I'm pretty?
Oh, yes, I certainly do.
Oh, aren't you sweet? And who are you?
Well, I'm Teddy Ruxpin, and this is Grubby, and this is Newton Gimmick.
How do you do?
How do you do?
How do you do?
My name is Leota.
I'm pleased to meet you, and I'm sorry if we damaged your tree.
Oh, that's all right. Is there anything I can do to help?
Well, I'm not sure.
You do understand the simple basics of aerodynamics, don't you?
Huh?
Leota showed us how to get down out of the tree. Then she gave us some ideas about steering the airship.
Now, in order for your airship to move in any given direction, you must apply a force in the opposite direction, such as this large, manually driven propeller. Then you will have to know something about the effect of wind and various aspects of navigation. It's very simple.
Well, it all sounded very confusing at first, but Leota had been flying all of her life and knew just what we should do to make the airship work. And so at last the airship flew perfectly. We said goodbye to Leota.
Goodbye! Goodbye!
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone!
And we were off on our way to Grundo in search of adventure and maybe to find a treasure. Grubby and I had met two new friends, Newton Gimmick and Leota the Wood Sprite. And I think we started to learn that it probably wouldn't matter too much if we ever found a treasure or not. The important thing would be the people we would meet and the things we would discover along the way. Come and discover the world with me. There are lots of people we can meet, lots of things to see. So come and discover the world with me. Like,
What makes the leaves in autumn fall?
what irritates a honeybee,
Why are some people 6 feet tall?
and others only 3.
What makes the snow in winter fall?
How does a sheepdog see? How come my favorite rubber ball can bounce into a tree? And sometimes when I trip and fall, why does the ground jump up at me? Huh, I never thought about that.
Come and discover the world with me.
There are lots of people we can meet, lots of things to see. So come and discover the world with me. Do you think that a snowflake knows just what shape it's gonna be?
How do you think a duck has toes?
Why does a dog have fleas?
Why are there feathers on my nose?
What causes me to sneeze?
Where does a balloon go when you set it free?
And overnight a mushroom grows, but it takes years to grow a tree.
Don't ask me.
Okay, come and discover the world with me. There are lots of people we can meet, lots of things to see. So come and discover the world with me. Let's go. It's a world of wonders and tears for you and me. Come and discover the world with me, my friend.
My friend. Come and discover the world with me. My
So that's basically it, guys. As you can see, he's a very awesome animatronic for his age. Believe it or not, he was the first animatronic toy ever made. So before him, there was only toys like toy trucks or toy whatever, but you didn't see many.
All the stuff that they had before was like wind-up toys, robotics. They had some electronic toys, but nonetheless equal to Teddy Ruxpin. Basically, he was somewhat the first, quote, interactive toy teddy bear. Because he's interactive because you can respond and stuff. Little kids can respond back. And then he can interact with the pages in the story that you're actually reading along with it.
Yeah. Now, Bailey's actually getting a Teddy Ruxpin. I don't know when, but he's going to finally get one.
One of these days, I'm actually going to get some Teddy Ruxpin. I do start planning to repair a couple of them and maybe show you guys how to do some repairs on them. For those of you that don't know how.
Yeah, I might do a couple of those videos as well. Like, I'll be replacing my pinch roller soon since it's going to come in the mail, and I'll just show him how to do that.
But yeah, he also has a Worlds of Wonder Mickey that he'd be maybe making a video of soon, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do that next, if the berries are more, like, powerful enough, because these berries were getting low. That's why his mouth wasn't moving too much sometimes. But, if the berries are good enough, I'll make a Worlds of Wonder Mickey Mouse review after this. So. Anyway, is there anything else you want to say about Teddy Ruxpin, dude?
That's really all I have to say about him. But for those of you that are like, oh god, Teddy Ruxpin, they're seriously getting into stuffed toy animals now. Well, if you guys don't really show, there are some of you that are going to show appreciation for these things, and some of you that are not. For those of you that are not, don't watch the video. But for those of you that are interested in the history of animatronics and a little bit of a backstory on how some, maybe even Jimmy Industries got inspired by these interactive things.
Yeah.
That's great. So we basically just want to show you a full look of what the history of animatronics was all about, starting with an interactive teddy bear.
That's it. With Teddy Ruxpin, he's just amazing quality. And you see a lot of people burning them and stuff, but really, you're doing the wrong thing, because these are getting very collectible, and one day they're going to be worth a lot of money. So do not burn them or damage them, because they're very cool items. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and see you later.